I'm taking you for the best ramen spots in Los Angeles, starting here at Ramen Nagi. Behold the menu. We're definitely going to be getting the original king, right? That's like the chef's signature dish, okay?
Yep.
And even though we have a bunch of really fun ones, I want to try the lamb king because personally, I've had a lot of ramen in my days, but I haven't had any lamb.
Yeah, I don't think I have either.
Okay.
And it's exclusive to this location.
You like ramen?
I love ramen. I feel like noodles in some kind of broth are like a universal love language food. I love them so much. I'm very excited for today.
Fantastic. We're eating like kings and I'm ready to order our first bowl of ramen. You ready?
Very much so. Let's go. Holy moly.
Couple of dudes splitting a bowl of ramen.
These look amazing. First things first, bib up.
Bib and bib, sorry. I mean, oh, this is like a quality bib, right? This is like, yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Well, I now feel much more prepared to eat some delicious ramen.
So yours is pork-free. I believe that's a Nagi-style falafel right there.
Ooh.
And you got slices of lamb. And this one, I mean, already look at these little tiny little noodle guys I got here.
Look how tender this looks.
Let's dig
I'm
in.
excited about this.
Yep, let's go. Oh, sensational. This is so fantastic. I'm gonna get a little bit of this broth in here too.
Oh man. I've never had lamb in ramen before, or like a lamb-based broth, but that is absolutely fantastic.
Is it? I'm gonna try some of this pork.
The quality of the meat itself is ridiculous. It's like some of the best roast lamb I've ever had. And then it's just sat in this delicious bowl of noodles and broth.
Like this original king is like the flagship bowl, like the one, and it is amazing. I don't know what I would have done differently. I'm glad I went with the chef's recommendation because I would have 100% screwed this up.
Yeah, you're not thinking like, oh, I wish this had more salt in it or more oil in it or anything. Let me get a quick bite of the falafel before I hand this over to you.
Yeah, and I highly recommend isolating the broth. So good. I think your mind's about to be blown, my guy.
Yeah. I mean, you've never had lamb ramen either, have you?
I don't think so.
Uh-huh. Oh, left the sticks.
Come on,
My
dude.
bad.
All right, first things first, let's try this lamb.
I'm excited for the original. This is a lot more like familiar to me in terms of what I expect from ramen. Like a nice porky tonkatsu broth. You didn't even get the meat.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow. Whoa, I love this.
Can I just say, we're at spot one. I think this is already the best ramen I've ever had.
Wow, really?
We have obviously got ramen places in the UK, but right now, none of them are kind of coming close to this in my mind. This is so tasty. The broth is so creamy, right?
Yeah.
It's got a real richness to it.
It's a tonkatsu broth simmering for 24 hours. You definitely taste it.
I guess when you're cooking it for that long, you're really like rendering all the fat, all that collagen out of the bones, and it lends itself to this like incredible texture and depth of flavor.
I mean, it's no surprise that Ramen Nagi has like 40 locations worldwide. By the way, this is the OG spot, and the fact that there is a thing set up for people to line up or queue to eat here
Yes.
Should tell you something.
We came at like opening on a Monday morning, and it's already quite busy. I imagine on a weekend people are lining up around the block for this. Just to call attention to the noodles specifically, you said they're all house-made, right?
Oh yeah.
That's really impressive. I love the texture of these. They're thin, but they have a real bite to them. Even when they've sat in the broth for a little while, they're really holding that kind of like slight, gentle firmness to them.
Yeah.
I personally think that's like the best texture for noodles.
I agree. I think thinner is better for this type of ramen. I might be proven wrong later today. We'll see. Right now, I'm going into this thinking like the thinner the better. Which reminds me, I'm going to talk about a criteria for today. So right away, for me, noodles, I like them more on the thin side. But either way, they have to be like maximum slurpability.
I actually don't have a strong preference when it comes to like the thinness or the thickness of a noodle, but I think whichever noodle they're using just has to suit the dish. I think if it's going to be a thicker noodle, then I want that sauce to be a bit thicker so it really clings to it as well.
Broth, reducing it down to the long simmer, I think is the key to making the broth really good.
Yeah, super flavorful. Not overly salty or oily. It's a fine line because you do want that like saltiness and that oiliness, but too much of that can be a bit unpleasant.
Yeah, everything's got to be delicious and work together, but what I love about ramen is it's going to taste different every single bite.
Yes. It's almost hard for me to overstate how blown away by this I am. I could quite easily sit here and finish this whole bowl.
I have so many more things to show you.
All right. I'll save some room.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, let's go. Slurping. Slurping noodles isn't rude, it's actually expected. I saw in an episode of Somebody Feed Phil or Give Phil Food, whatever it was called when it first started, that actually the slurping you're actually sucking in air with the food, and that's actually part of like unlocking and waking up the flavor. So you are actually supposed to slurp it to get the full flavor from your bite.
That makes sense. Like, have you seen when sommeliers do like a wine tasting? They do like quite a bit of a slurp as well. You're kind of aerating the juices in your mouth.
Gotta let it breathe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can see the legs on your ramen. All right, man.
Oh boy.
Ready for some more ramen?
Hope you like eating.
I very much do.
Right, the next spot, Judita Artisanal Noodles, Los Angeles. Here we are. They have several locations in and around the West LA area. This is the flagship spot.
The original, right here.
Yeah. We get so many great ramen things, but I want to make sure we get the Sukumen ramen. Different from the other ramens we're getting today because this is a dippable one. Have you ever dipped your ramen before?
I have not, no. Usually for me it comes in the sauce. That's not the case.
It's yesterday's news. We're going to get a big bowl of noodles, a big bowl of rich, creamy, flavor condensed broth on the side. Boom, bam, boom, bam, boom.
Ramen, some assembly required.
Yeah. That's right.
Sounds great. So we're going to get a dipping one. Maybe get just a classic kind of like
tonkotsu
we'll get a
tonkotsu one as well. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Baseline for comparison.
Yeah. Feast your eyes on the ramen rules.
I've never had ramen that came with instructions before.
There you go.
But apparently with Sukumen,
food goes in mouth.
All
right, so here's you go. You gotta take your noodles
from the bowl.
And you gotta dip it. Boop to there.
Then straight in.
Also,
they have lime?
Yes.
I've not had a ton of lime with my ramen before. That seems kind of unique.
So there's two reasons. One, it's preventing the noodles from sticking together, and also it helps balance out the very rich flavor of the broth and acidity.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, you know. Waiting. We ordered like.
I'll be right back.
Sure.
That was extremely fast.
Yeah, were we waiting? So first things first, man. Lime up them noodles.
He said the lime was good with it, and I'm inclined to believe.
Yeah, I think he knows what he's talking about.
This looks very good.
Very
like a very beautiful bowl of ramen. This very like picturesque bowl of ramen.
They definitely did a thing here. So what I'm going to suggest is getting a really good pinch of noodles first. Then you go to the dipping station. I want you to note, and those at home watching, that this broth, this dipping noodle broth, is much thicker than if it was a assembled bowl of ramen. I'm going in. You feel that rich, just seafood flavor to it? You taste that? Come on.
Oh man.
Come on. I want to go just a little bit of the pork.
Oh, yeah, look how thick this is. It's like mushroom in there. Definitely getting that like umami seafood, kind of like dried fish flavor. That's so rich and savory. It's a cold noodle, which is like interesting. But I think obviously it picks up some warmth from the broth that you're dipping it into.
I think that's the idea. I think the idea is that if it's cold, the sauce is going to bond to it better than if it was hot.
Yeah, man.
And that way, you do something like this. It's ready to be dipped.
Oh, man. The mushroom in that broth is really doing it for me.
Yeah.
It's another layer of flavor. Got that like nuttiness to it.
Yep.
It's a thicker noodle, which I think is a good choice for this, because you're making sure that you have a lot of surface area for that sauce to cling to as well.
Yeah.
You can see here they are using the thinner noodle in the tonkotsu.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's going to sit in the sauce, it's going to absorb more. Oh man, you tried the toppings? Get some of this pork.
Yes, I have.
The pork is beautiful.
And they also,
I get like it's that like rice wine flavor.
also, hello, look how thick this is.
Slab of
They're
pork.
really hooking with the pork
Tasty.
here. Right? I mean, they also provide in here hard-boiled egg. Right?
Have you ever tried to make like a jammy ramen egg like this?
No, I haven't.
I have.
If I've done it, it's been an accident.
Yeah, I have, and I mess it up every time.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I took a ramen making course, and we did this.
Fun.
And yeah, I did totally screw it up.
I mean, you said they're simmering this broth for like hours, right?
10 hours.
10 hours.
This broth is
That's a lot.
simmering. You can tell because the flavor's just on point.
Very unique experience. I've never had an experience with ramen like this before, Sukumen style. I'm loving it.
It's like this version dates back to like the 1950s, so it's newer and it's definitely not as common in ramen places. For me, though, you're mainlining flavor.
Yeah.
You really are just getting the best flavors of everything in one bite.
She did bring over this takana.
Spicy takana. Now, I want to point out, graphically, it is on fire and being put in the entire bowl.
It looks like a meteorite is landing in the bowl.
So, do you want to eventually taint your entire broth? Is it
I
point of no
think so.
return? Okay,
Yeah,
go for
screw
it.
It's going in there.
You go first. I'm going to do a very little. It was said that this could help to cut the seafood flavor, because it does have a very seafoody flavored broth. It's not unlike your Greg's steak bake.
the Greg's steak bake. I still can't believe you thought Greg's tasted like fish.
Yeah, well, there, taste this. It just tastes like
just an
a,
awful
it's like a
take.
Greg's steak fake.
Just a
steak fake. Steak bake.
All right, so you just did like a little bit of spicy. I went quite big on the spicy.
Yeah, I'm not really getting it. I think that was a good amount that I added.
We'll see how this goes.
I'm absolutely making an absolute mess. What do you think, buddy boy?
That's good, man.
Huh?
Definitely some heat to it, but like, I didn't think I went too crazy. I'm gonna try the tonkatsu just as like a little comparison.
Oh yeah. Good idea. Now let's get in here. I'm gonna get a little bit into it.
Yeah. It's the classic. It's the kind of thinner noodles again.
How can I explain this?
Thoughts?
It's fantastic. It is a thing of beauty. It's a work of art. It's screaming. Use whichever one you want there. You know, I'm gonna say it is as good, but how do I describe the difference? This is like a richer, full-bodied flavor. Not as strong, not as pronounced, but fuller. And then the dip in the sukumen is like straight to the dough.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really hard, actually. I think I probably do slightly prefer the sukumen. Oh, man. They're both so good, though.
Yeah, they're both fantastic. I would love to sit here and finish this entire table of ramen. But I'm starting to flag, so that means we have 2 more places to go. Both of them in a little neighborhood called Little Tokyo, which I think you're really going to find charming.
Sounds great.
Ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
So this is Little Tokyo.
Yes, not to be confused with the big one. That's in Japan.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Cool neighborhood, though. I like it around here.
Yeah, that's really cool. Have you ever been to regular Tokyo?
I've not, no, have you?
Yeah, it's fantastic. Love it.
So
Maybe the best city in the world. I
It's
absolutely
very,
love it there.
it's very high up on my travel list right
Yeah,
now.
it's great. It's really
I kind of
fantastic. I mean, come on,
Southeast
where else are
Asia.
you going to get a Sanrio store? All your Hello Kitty needs and Gudetama.
I may have to
Shout out to
pop
my
in.
boy
I may
Gudetama.
have to pop in and get some Gudetama merch later.
Yeah.
I feel like, culturally speaking, Japan has given me some of my favorite things,
Like
like
what?
Nintendo, Pokemon, some real big hitters there.
Next spot, buddy, with the Shinsen Gumi Hakata Ramen in Little Tokyo. With this place, we can do fully customizable bowls.
I was looking at the menu. Look at all these customization options.
I know, sure.
That
Isn't
is
that crazy?
an absurd number.
Yeah.
I know you were saying that sometimes you get choice paralysis.
Yeah,
How
overwhelmed.
are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling I'm going to point to the thing and go give me this one. I want to point out that it is Hakata style ramen. It technically is a tonkatsu ramen, how it began. It's considered a style of it, even from the Hokkaido district of Fukawa, Japan.
Good effort with the pronunciations there. You're learning. You're getting there.
All right, the broth. It's a rich, creamy white broth made from pork backbones, also full pork heads. Full heads.
Not
And
the first time, weirdly, that we've eaten whole pork heads
I
on
know.
this show.
Yeah.
They're making a habit of that.
But here they simmer it for hours. They hand make the broth over days. So this broth dialed in. All right, the noodles, they're thin, they're white, they're firm. They're like the me of noodles.
Gotcha.
Also, they are made from a high-protein flour, egg whites, salt kansui, which is an alkaline solution that tightens the gluten and makes the noodles boing, springy.
Hey. Firm, elastic,
Yeah.
juicy noodles.
That's right.
Sounds
You
right up
stuff
my
these
street.
noodles in a mattress, good night. All right, and that piece de resistance, wrong country. For this, we're going to get the chashu pork. We have had it in other places,
Yeah.
but here they're maybe doing it the best.
I think when it comes to ramen, pork, and I guess chashu pork, particularly, is kind of what I want in there in terms of meat. I do think it's really hard to beat.
Are you ready to order?
So based on your description, I feel like we should get the Hakata tonkatsu ramen.
Yes, I also want to try the spicy dan men ramen. I'm not trying to be a tough guy with the spice. Can we go easy on the spice?
It's only
You
got
meant
one
please,
little.
yeah.
There's only one little fire emoji next to it there.
Well, hang on a second. Is
compared
that?
to the Diablo Sauce edition, which has 5 fire emojis.
Yo, look at that.
5.
That's too small to pick up. It's 5. Oh my god. All right, yeah. I think a bowl of each of those is going to be good.
Sounds great.
Let's do it. Let's taste and then we'll talk.
Yes. So you have the classic Hakata.
Yes,
I
sir.
have the spicy dan.
The creamy white broth.
Ooh, baby.
Yes. Yes. Oh my god. The pork. Don't let the thin slices fool you. Pack with flavor.
Oh man.
This broth, I see now, it's been simmering for over 10 hours and all those pork parts, head included, is all in here, man. Oh, man.
Not to get too scientific on you, but when you boil parts of an animal that have a lot of bone or a lot of cartilage, there's a lot of like collagen in the skin now
Okay.
and these other compounds.
Yep.
And they only really come out when you boil them for a very long time.
Is that right?
Yeah, and these things lend like a lot of depth of flavor, but also some kind of thickness, like a thickening effect as well.
Okay.
And they're just like really good for you, actually. There's a lot of like positive health effects from having collagen, so
If you just go straight broth,
really good.
as thin of a broth as it is, it still somehow like retains like this creaminess to it that I really like.
I'm also very much enjoying this spicy dan dan.
How spicy is it?
Not too bad. Like for me, pretty perfect level. Like you feel it for sure, but in a very pleasant, flavorful way.
Do you want to switch?
I would, yeah.
Okay.
Should we do that?
Once again, the side of this
The
bowl is
old,
very
the
hot.
old switcheroo.
Yeah.
Man, I'm excited for this
Okay.
one. Some of the pork.
What it does, like
See what I
heavy-
mean?
the
Good.
ginger that I'm getting out of this
Uh-huh.
one. Whoa.
Really like tingling on your tongue, right?
Oh wow.
The heat and the ginger.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
We got some pork in there.
I would put this at the one flame spice level.
Yeah, one or two.
Did you eat all the pork in this?
It's like minced.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh man. How tender is the pork, by the way? We did have some bonus pork if you want to add more.
That's what I'm saying.
Might chuck a little bit of extra in there.
Let's just dip it. This ramen really walks this fine line of being light and
Yeah.
flavorful. Not that not that's like impossible, but
Yeah.
the dipping ramen packs so much flavor because it's so dense. This, I would argue, is packing as much flavor. It's a lot lighter. I feel like I could eat this a lot quicker than I could some of the previous ramens we've had. So look, they're all about customization here, and I didn't get a customized bowl. I kind of got what they wanted. I mean this. I could not imagine adding something else to this.
No.
I mean, it's cool they got chili oil and
some
soy
bits.
sauce on the table, but I don't think it needs. I think this is a perfect bowl of ramen, straight up. On to the next spot.
Yeah, this was great, but I got room for more.
Great, let's go. Hey, get a look at the mirror over there.
I like the
Lighting candles?
little girl with the giant mochi hammer.
Where? I just have to smash that tower.
Got room for one more?
Yes. It says wait to be seated, but I ain't waiting. Let's go.
Straight in, buddy.
Yeah. All right. We are here at the legendary Daikokuya in Little Tokyo. Old school place.
Yes.
Real heads know that this is the spot.
I've not been to Japan. You said you have.
I sure have.
Is this kind of like what I imagine like an actual Japanese like Tokyo ramen bar might feel like? Is that kind of what it evokes from you?
Like the bar that's like right up here where you can sit around. Quaint, welcoming, stuff all over the walls. Yeah, nice, right?
Yeah, really cool.
Gonna be getting their signature bowl with the tonkatsu broth and the spicy miso. Once again, standard bowl, some a little spicy, a little hot.
Yeah.
It is the last stop of the day, so if you want to go extra spicy,
The shackles are off.
the shackles are off. Let's get that ramen.
We've been eating ramen all day, and this has hit the table, and I'm immediately excited to eat
Yeah,
it
no
again.
kidding.
This looks real good.
Look at the steam coming off this. One of the many things they're known for, their springy noodles, those thin springy noodles. Look at that. All right, I'm going in for a bite.
He's slurping.
Yes, yes. Oh, fill my soul. All right, let me get some of this pork out of here.
It's got that like signature kind of swirl on the pork belly that I
Yeah,
love.
really good, right? In a bowl of already rich flavors,
Uh-huh.
the pork itself really stands out. I don't want to hog all the pork in mine. You have some of yours as well?
I've got the, we're
great.
good for pork, we're fine.
Okay.
One thing I like about this is actually there's like a bit of texture variety as well. You got the bean sprouts, you got the bamboo. Kind of provides like just another sensory level to this dish
Yeah.
that we haven't had in many of the ramens that we've had today.
The eggs soaked overnight, buddy.
Ooh.
Soaked overnight.
Again, like that perfect
Oh,
jammy. Oh man. I will say of the sort of like tonkatsus that we've had today, this
Yeah.
might be the most decadent broth. The one that I'm trying right now. You can taste
pull
that
on
like
that, yeah.
real
Yeah.
rich fattiness to it. Do you want to swap and try the classic?
Yeah.
What on that?
Got it?
Have a taste and I will grill you a bit more.
That's
Yeah.
that broth.
See what I mean?
Yes.
See what I mean?
I've been here several times, and every time I have it, it hits, and I'm like, oh, right. This is what everyone's waiting in line for out in front.
That is kind of spicy, but in a kind of very floral, fragrant way.
Sure.
Get a lot of the sesame Try some of this pork as well. Oh, this is so good. I love ramen.
Yeah,
Ramen's
I
fantastic.
think with this bowl specifically, what's really jumping out at me is how, although the flavors are really complex, they all kind of come together. Like it's crucial to get the noodle and the pork and obviously the broth all in one bite because everything separately is like perfect, and then together it's just it takes it to another level. I can't even explain. I mean, we've been eating ramen all day, and dude, I just want to drink all this broth. The broth here is made from simmering pork bones and back fat with garlic, pickled ginger, and eel. Eel, dude.
It does have that kind of umami, like dried fish savoriness to it.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it does make sense.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I am tasting that now that I know that. But the sukumen was a more seafood flavored broth.
Yeah, it's more pronounced in the second
Yeah,
one,
pronounced. The second, you're like, it's a seafood broth, which I'm a huge fan of. But this, it's an element of it. But I wouldn't have tasted this and gone, yes, eel or seafood.
100% no.
You know.
It's just like, it's in a similar way when you put like anchovies into a pasta sauce.
Interesting.
It doesn't end up tasting fishy, but it just adds that kind of layer of, umami flavor. I love the word umami, great word. Of the two, I think I probably do prefer the kind of classic daikokuya tonkotsu.
I think for this one, yeah.
This is still really good. That one definitely just has that kind of like indulgent, rich feel to it.
You can see why for ramen enthusiasts, this is like considered like one of the cornerstone spots to visit.
Big portion here. I will say, particularly with the kind of richness of that broth, this is much more of a hearty meal than some of the other noodle dishes that we've had today.
I'm loving it.
I have black garlic oil here as well.
Yes, thank you.
Thank
Put
you.
that in. And a spicy miso bomb.
Oh, amazing.
All miso paste makes the soup spicy.
Ooh, thank you.
Should I do this?
Yeah, do it. Oh yeah. Have you had black garlic before? It's
Okay.
very tasty.
So I know garlic.
Yes.
So it's a black garlic.
It's regular garlic that's fermented.
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah.
It's really good. Good? Good stuff?
Black garlic, baby.
Yeah?
That's very good.
Is that the move?
Here's the thing. It doesn't give an overpowering flavor of garlic. It definitely adds a nice, like, roasted garlic flavor to it. Ooh, that's fantastic. Right?
Yeah, I think when you ferment it, it loses some of the harshness that you would get from like a normal raw garlic. Really complex flavor. Oh, it's so good.
That's really good, right?
Yeah. I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
This is so fantastic.
Last spot, and they brought the heat.
All right, so we've had 4 amazing ramens today. How are you feeling after the ramen tour?
I'm very full, but very happy. They've had some fantastic food today. All 4 of the spots really have brought the heat in their own, like, slightly different way.
If you had to pick one as your favorite, which is very difficult, because
is.
everything is absolutely fantastic, as I'm still eating this one.
This might be like the hardest decision on this trip so far.
Why is that?
I've just really enjoyed all of them, and they've all been slightly different in their own way. They're putting their own little spins on things.
Yeah.
So trying to pick one of the 4 for me is very difficult. I think the ones that jump out to me are possibly the tonkotsu from Daikokuya,
Yep.
and also probably just the tonkotsu from Ramen Nagi as well.
It's so, I felt the same exact way.
Yeah, it
I know, instead of being like, oh my God, and then like, exactly, like starting and end of the day with
Yeah.
2 possibly perfect bowls of ramen.
Yes.
I think if I had to pick one though, at Nagi, surprisingly, the lamb one
Wow, okay.
was my favorite.
Interesting.
Compared to the, I mean, probably if I went there frequently, I'd get the original more often.
Yeah.
But that lamb one was like, oh my God, I didn't know you could do this.
Fine margins between all 4 of these spots.
The finest.
I think if I had to pick one, it probably would be the tonkotsu from
This one,
Daikokuya.
the flagship bowl.
It's definitely on the heavier and more indulgent side, but the flavor that like back fat and the garlic and everything is imparting onto that broth, the texture of those springy noodles, the pork, that's so tender. It's
Yeah.
just wonderful. That's like, for me, a big, hearty, comforting hug in the form of a ramen. In general, it has actually been quite eye-opening for me today because pretty much all the ramen that we've had has been better than I would say any ramen in the UK that I've had in the past. I might not have hit up the best spots. If any UK ramen heads are out there, please recommend some stuff to me. But these have all been like on a level which I personally love. I guess that speaks to LA, it speaks to LA's like Japanese population and the kind of culture and the cuisines that people have really brought here. And yeah, you can taste it, it's really great.
We got more to do tomorrow.
All right, man. Let's go get our beauty sleep.
I don't know if this is gonna make it in the video, but here's how good this ramen is.
Oh, Joe Peden.
There,
The
and
ramen,
there.
the ramen's
That's
so
that
good.
good, right there. I gotta change my pants.